Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Nikki Uncut. This video is going to be about creating a luxury makeup look, like a really expensive, looks like it's high-end, looks like it's like all bought from like Sephora or like luxury department stores, but it's not. It's going to be using all drugstore products, so definitely on a budget. And I have some really beautiful products I cannot wait to put on my face for this video, including a new eyeshadow palette from ColourPop. This is the Precious Metals palette, and when I tell you, I like gasped when I opened this. It is so stunning. So we'll be using this palette today to create a high-end, luxury-looking makeup look. And I'll also be using another product that just launched from ColourPop. I just got this open off camera. Thank God I tried to do this off camera because it is messy. And I had to like actually grab my MAC tweezers in order to open this up because it was so tightly packed. But they're basically like a shadow, like a jelly shadow. They're called the Jelly Much shadow. The shade of this one is Foiled Plans. I'll be using this also to create this eye makeup look. And you know, we're gonna dive right in. This is a Nikki Uncut, so I'm not gonna cut out any of the blending process. You know, if a product doesn't do well on my skin, we're gonna keep all that in there and all that good stuff. So also just a little side note, you know, if you're new to my channel, and I know I have a lot of new people, so welcome if you are new and a new subscriber. If you ever want a chance to like follow along and like do your makeup in real time with me, I'd say this is the time. This is like the opportunity to do it, and videos like this are really fun. I enjoy them and I enjoy making them. So I'm gonna dive in, and now that I got that disclaimer out of the way, and also just another disclaimer while I'm at it with disclaimers, I will be cutting out any noise discrepancies throughout the video. I get packages, people ring my doorbell, there's construction in my neighborhood, like currently right next door to me. So any of those things I will cut out. But all the good stuff that doesn't need to be cut out will be intact in this video. I'm going to apply this Jelly shadow from ColourPop with my Angie Hot Flashy A501. It's like a good size, kind of like a packer brush basically, but also it's big enough that I could apply one shade all over. And I'm going for more, slightly more simple with this eye makeup look. I want to apply not too many shades. I want to just focus on like one or two shades and really spotlight them, you know, and keep the focus on just two shades max. So what I'm going to do is kind of forget that there's a crease. So we're going to be applying this one shadow all over my eyelid. This is a really easy technique if you have hooded eyes. If you are new to my channel, you might not know that I have one very hooded eye. It's this one right here that I'm tackling first. And then I have one that's not hooded. And it makes it really fun when I'm doing my makeup because I have to like match the two worlds together and try to make them look like they are the same when they're really not. But all that to say, applying one or two shadows all over your eyelid is a really great and easy way to apply, you know, an eyeshadow look and make it look beautiful and like really well done, like professionally done. So especially if you are someone that has hooded eyes that struggles with like placement and creating that depth if you don't have the depth, or creating the look of like, you know, an actual crease when you don't actually have one, this is going to be a nice easy way to do it, you know? So applying this all over, and now I'm going to start to blend it just up and into the rest of my eye. So far, I like this formula. It's very nice. Very metallic. Very easy to work with. It's, my only complaint is it's just kind of messy. But, you know, it is a foiled jelly shadow, so it's kind of hard not to be. You know what I mean? So really applying this all over. And the only thing I had on my eyelids to start is a product that I'll be using again when I get to that point of this makeup application. It's the L'Oreal True Match Serum Concealer. Love this concealer. I've been using it for the past couple months. It's a really great buy. Really amazing formula at the drugstore. Okay, getting more of this. And I think I'm going to switch my brush over to my N13. Also from BK Beauty. And I'm going to blend this further up past my crease. In fact, let me dive into more. I like it. Talk about a great, affordable eye product, like eyeshadow that looks and also performs much like a high-end, expensive foiled shadow, or cream shadow, I should say. We'll get into the foiled shadows in a bit. That is so pretty. You know, every time I wear shades like this, like cool tone shades on my eyes, I always wonder why I don't do it more often, because it's so pretty, it's so different. It's very ethereal. Okay, so blending up past my crease. Nice. Okay, we're gonna stop at that point. I'm gonna close up shop for this. Like, see how messy this is? Like, it's like a thick top cap that is meant to like seal in that product so it doesn't dry out, which I really appreciate that. So let's make sure we don't dry that out because I want to use this again in a future video. And now let's dive into the Precious Metals palette. Okay, what are we feeling? I think we should go for Palladium. This one right here. It's gonna go the best with this shadow that I already have on. And you know, let's actually just use the same Angie Hot and Flashy brush, but flip it to the clean side. Or should we use my finger? Hold on, hold on. Foiled shadows like this tend to go on the best with the warmth and like glide of your finger. So let's actually pack this on. Yeah, oh yeah. That is really fun. Very metallic, very smooth, kind of thick. But tell me that doesn't look like a high-end, expensive, luxury eyeshadow. Because it does to me, and it's performing very much like one. Very pretty. So I basically end up using that jelly one as a primer. Of course, along with the concealer that I placed earlier. And that's all I need for primer. Nice. This is fun. Okay, loving that. Now I do want to add just a touch of dimension. Just a touch. Not like a ton. I don't want to do, like I said, I don't want to do this, I don't want to overcomplicate this eye makeup look. I want to keep it really simple. But I do want to add, with now a clean N13 brush, I want to add a teeny bit of the shade Too Much. It's like a really nice, soft, khaki neutral shade. And it's a matte shade, so it's going to add some balance. But I just want to tuck it ever so slightly in the outer corner of my eye. Here we go. Okay, I do have a lot of fallout, so that is one issue I'm having right here. So if I had to complain, it'd be like the fallout is a little intense right now. It wasn't initially. It's almost like it just, I don't know. Like, it didn't feel like I had a lot of fallout when I was applying it, but now that I'm seeing it, it's like falling all over my cheek right now. Okay, so adding that depth. You could have done this definitely like prior to the shimmer, but I'm having a fine time just layering this on top as well. So it's going on fine. But just to show you, there's definitely a lot of fallout happening in this palette, which, you know, kind of just is what it is. You know, it is what it is. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to switch to an Angie Hot and Flashy A504, one of my favorite brushes from BK Beauty, period. I love this little brush. And I'm going to dip into Rhodium. And we're going to pop this. Oh, yeah. This is exactly what we needed. Oh, yeah. That's really pretty. So right in that inner corner of my eye, just to really open up my eyes. You can see it made such a huge difference, honestly. Opening up the shape, opening up that inner corner, making my eyes look wider and a little bit bigger. So same thing on this side. Now this shadow is really nice, like blending on very smooth. Highly pigmented. Oh, that is pretty. That's really pretty. I love that. We might add a little bit more once we get to like the finishing touches of this makeup look, like once I have my foundation and all that good stuff on. I'm going to jump into tight lining with one of my favorite drugstore pencils. I use these all the time. I love this formula. If you have not tried the Maybelline Tattoo Studio liners, you're missing out on a really high performance, just solid pencil. Let me wipe off my hand. So this is the shade Bold Brown, and I'm going to tight line before mascara. Nice. You can see it's like an easy glide, very pigmented. I use these liners all the time, even for just like an outside wing. These are fantastic. Already makes my eyelashes look so much thicker, so much more bold, even like pre-mascara. But we're gonna dive into another favorite product, and it's also an eyeliner. And it's also from Maybelline. It's a Tattoo Studio ink pen. These are outrageously good. These are so, so good. If you want like a affordable option and not like you don't want to pay a ton of money for a liquid liner, because I don't know if you're like me, but I feel like liquid liners I go through very quickly. They tend to dry out. You tend to use a lot of them. I don't know. They just don't feel like they last that long. So the reason why I bring that up is it's always nice to save a little bit of money on a product that you use a ton of, right? So like even mascaras, for example, you know, same idea goes for mascaras. So I'm going to shake this up, make sure it's nice and saturated in the pen. And then we're going to do some liquid liner. So let me scoot in a touch more. Start this on the outer corner. Ooh, that is a nice sharp liquid liner. The good thing about these two is they're very long wearing. They don't run. They don't smudge. They're just they're a great liquid liner. Like if you like the KVD tattoo liner, is that the name too? Yeah, it's like the tattoo liner, I think, right? Those are fantastic, super long wearing, like super budge proof. You have to try these from Maybelline. You just have to. Ooh, I can breathe again. Again, no cutting on Nikki Uncut, so if I mess up that eyeliner, you'd be seeing me fix it right now. In real time. Okay, looks good. Looks even enough. They're sisters, they're not twins. Don't agonize over it. Let's move on to mascara and a really fantastic newer drugstore foundation. where's my head at? Okay, I need a matcha. A newer drugstore mascara is the L'Oreal Panorama Mascara. This is so good. I'm kind of running low on it, so I'm like basically like, scrape the tube to get the rest of the mascara out. Fantastic formula. Really great for like, you know, just a well-rounded lash. So length, volume, thickness. Hasn't run on me, hasn't smudged on me either, and has not flaked on me, so. So good. I'm going to really build up towards the outer corner of my eye. So kind of point it out to the side. I want to have more of like a winged out cat eye shape to go with my liner. Now I am going to be adding some lashes as well, so I guess I don't have to go too crazy and too wild with the mascara because I'm going to be adding lashes on top anyway. So we're going to wait for that to dry fully before we dive into the lashes. So in between, let's actually tackle these brows a bit more. So full disclosure, and I forgot to do it on camera, and I'm terrible at that. I'm so sorry. I cheated. I did my e.l.f. Brow Wow off camera. So that's what I have in my brows right now. Now I'm going to go in and fill in the rest, any of the other sparse areas of my brows, which there's quite a bit of that, with another Maybelline product. It's the Maybelline Build-A-Brow. This is a fantastic brow pen. I mean, fantastic. It does have a clear brow gel on the other end. It's not my favorite. The hold isn't that great, but the pen, worth every penny. So light pressure is key with this pen because you don't want to draw on too much of like an aggressive, you know, looks like an actual like pen stroke type line. You want to keep it nice and feathery and soft. So light pressure and kind of just flick up. Now let's dive into some complexion products that are absolutely high performing, look more luxury. And I'm going to start with actually a product that I get on Amazon. It's from the brand Half Caked. This is like a color corrector. It's really thin, really lightweight, easy to work with. It's the Star Bright corrector in the shade Bright Eyes. So Bright Eyes first. And this is going to eliminate, or actually no, it's not going to eliminate. It's going to color correct all that redness that I have under my eyes. Correct it. It's gonna look a little funny right now. I'm gonna tap it in with my N16 brush. And then we will place an actual brightening concealer, that L'Oreal, once we finish the foundation. So I'm gonna let this kind of soak in. Give it a nice little rough blend first. And now let's dive into some like glow before foundation. So I want to do like a pre-glow, and then I'll do like a top glow, all that kind of stuff. But for like a glow from within look, this is so fantastic from the drugstore. It's the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. I have the shade 902 Light. So I'm going to apply this first. I'm going to squeeze it on the top of my hand. I'm going to grab my N17 brush, dip into it, and we're going to get our glow on. In fact, I need a little bit more. So this product is a couple of things I love about it. It's incredibly easy to work with, incredibly easy to blend out, looks great under makeup, works really well with all the makeup you could think of. Like I've tried this with so many different formulas at this point, and it just performs amazing. It doesn't pill. It doesn't look too metallic, like too like Tin Man, you know, from the Wizard of Oz. It's like just enough glow that it's still very flattering. So I'd say that even if you're someone who has like larger pores or maybe some texture, it's not going to be one of those products that enhances it and brings it out or brings it to like the, you know, exaggerates that kind of texture. It's just going to give you a soft, lit from within glow to your skin. Okay, so loving the Glotion. This also just doubles as like a really fantastic like neck and shoulder highlighter, or like down your legs, like if you're going out at night and you want like that extra glow and like that extra sparkle to your skin. This is like a great product to like use all over, like multi-use. Okay, I'm glowing. Now we're gonna do some underpainting with a product that performs just as well as like the Chanel cream bronzer, the NARS cream bronzer, all the high-end cream bronzers out there that are much more expensive than this one. This performs almost identical. It's the Milani Cheek Kiss cream bronzer. I have the shade Spilling Tea, and I'm going to apply this actually with the same N17 brush. And I'm actually going to use the powder side of this brush, which you don't see me do often. But it's been one of my tricks to lay down cream products. I know it's designed for powder, but it still works quite amazing with cream products, like especially dense cream products like this kind of product. It works really well at picking it up and blending it out and giving a nice soft airbrush finish. So I'm going to do my whole forehead, really warm it up, really get in there before we do the foundation. So with that said, you don't have to worry too much actually about how well you blend when you're underpainting, because your foundation, all those products that you layer on top, really kind of act like a way to erase any mistakes you might make. So if you go too low in your cheek, if you go too low in your forehead, you're going to go over top with foundation and concealer anyway, so it's going to work out just fine. So sculpting my nose using the side of the brush. Easy. But look how easy that blends on. Like, this formula is top notch at the drugstore. Top notch. I'm gonna buff it way into my ears. Down my jawline. Just like that. Done. Such a fantastic formula. So good. So much like a high-end product. It's ridiculous. It's like, are they at the same manufacturer? What's going on here? Because Milani has some like really amazing formulas. I feel like between like all the drugstore formulas and all the drugstore brands, the ones that stand out to me the most and the ones I think are the most high performing with most of their products is definitely like Maybelline, Milani, Elf, and L'Oreal. I mean, those are like some top-notch, amazing, amazing products. So let's dive into foundation. And for foundation, I'm actually going to start with another Elf product and just add a little bit more glow. I can't stop using this product. It is so fantastic. It's like the best. If you are on a budget and you don't want to spend $1 million on the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, which I love, get this. It's $14. It's a huge amount. It'll take you forever to run out. And you will not be disappointed with the way your skin looks with this. This is like instant glowy filter in a bottle. So I'm going to use this in like the high points of my face. It is just that good. Grabbing a cleaner N17 brush. This has a little bit of leftover product from the other day. I'm going to tap that into my skin. But how pretty is that? Just layering it on all the high points of my skin. I'm going for a really like luxe, expensive, glowy, hydrated look to my skin. You know, I kind of want to go for more. Let's do a little bit more. It's that good. I'm telling you, it is that good. If you have not tried this product, you're really, really missing out. Because look at that. I think another good point to bring out is, or to talk about is, if you have oily skin and you're usually afraid of like, you know, more luminescent products or products that make your skin glow even more, don't be afraid of this product because it is very long lasting. And to me, and in my experience, I do have more oily skin. I talk about that a lot, but it doesn't make me overly glowy or overly shiny or feeling like I have like a layer of like coconut oil on my face throughout the day. You know, like that icky feeling. This doesn't do that. All right. We are looking high-end and glowy. Woo! Got some glow happening right now. Now for foundation, one of my favorites, and I've been using this just nonstop. The shade is a little off for me, so forgive me if it looks a little off when I'm applying it on camera, but it is the best shade match that I have available, so I make it work because I love this formula so much. It's the Maybelline Superstay 24 Hour Skin Tint. This is amazing. Amazing if you want an all-day medium to buildable coverage. It looks so flawless and so expensive. Like, you have to give this a shot. You just have to. I'm going to start with, like, the idea that less is more. I'm not going to do too much to start out. So starting with a little bit on my palette. The way this blends into your skin with such ease, and it is quite, I have not tested it out for 24 hours, but it does last me all day when I wear it. It does stay put and looking very fresh and very gorgeous all day long. So do not skip this formula. Let's bring it down my neck a bit since it's not the best color match. I'm going to grab my N17 that has that leftover bronzer and just re-blend that bronzer back up. Makeup is a lot of layering, a lot of going back and forth, a lot of checking, a lot of all those things, you know. So it is a process. It takes a minute. But hopefully you enjoy seeing like the actual process in real time. I feel like with YouTube, and I mean, not even really specifically with YouTube, but just with any kind of social media in general, you know, especially obviously short form content, you don't get to see the whole process. You get like an absolute, like an eighth of the amount of effort and what goes into the actual makeup application. So it can be like very misleading when you're watching, like if you're like scrolling TikTok or you're scrolling the gram, you know, and you're seeing these transformations of makeup in 60 seconds. And I do them too, because that's just like what we're, you know, it's what we're all doing, right? But it's also nice to see like what it realistically takes to create a full-on makeup look, you know? It's a lot of blending. It's a lot of everything. So it almost like, not to get all like, not to like fall down like a whole like tangent of this, but you know, it almost is misleading, and it gives you like an unrealistic expectation of what, you know, it should take to get your makeup done. It's what it should take to create a beautiful, flawless makeup look. It takes a long time. So don't let anyone fool you on Instagram or TikTok. It takes a lot longer than what they're showing you. So let this be a little bit more eye-opening to see how much it actually does take to create these looks. So I'm using this concealer obviously to conceal and brighten my under eyes, but I'm also going to use this, of course, to highlight since this is much lighter. Gotta go straight down my nose. What I do love about this formula is it's very thin. It does not feel heavy under your eyes. It is just, it's a fantastic formula. Highly recommend this one. Very long lasting too. Okay, let me grab a clean N14 brush because I'm going to use this to blend in and buff out all that highlighting and concealing we just did. So using a tapping motion because I want to keep the coverage, especially under my eyes. I just need it. My under eyes have been so red. I have been really struggling with bad allergies as of lately, like really, really bad allergies lately. You could probably hear it in my voice right now. I apologize if I sound really nasally. I'm just struggling. I'm really struggling with the allergies right now and I cannot seem to shake them. So needless to say, my eyes are just suffering in general. They're really red, they're really watery, they're really itchy, and they are visibly red, like visibly red. So I'm going to tap this concealer in to keep that coverage at its maximum. And then in any areas I want it to be a little bit softer, I'm going to start to change my motion and use more of a sweeping and buffing motion. But seriously, look how nice that concealer is. It is just such a great formula. Highly recommend it. Gotta go back to my N17. Reblend out some areas that I went a little too high with my concealer. It's a great way to like erase and melt in like the two worlds, you know, so there's no disconnect. There we go. There we go. Ooh, skin is skinning right now. And it is all luxury. I mean, sorry, it looks luxury. Excuse my slip. It looks luxury, but it's not. It is all drugstore and very affordable. But it's looking luxury. It is giving Charlotte Tilbury NARS luxury. Switch it again. I could pretty much at this point do my entire face with just two brushes. These. Like literally I could take two brushes with me and do my makeup for a week just with just two brushes. That's it. Okay, lots of blending, I know. Lots of back and forth. I just found a little patchy hole right here where I just did not blend enough. I go back over that area. All right. Now I am going to set the areas I used that cream bronzer earlier with a really, really affordable bronzer. This is from Rimmel. It's the natural bronzer. The shade that I have is 022 Sun Bronze. Great, easy to work with, matte bronzer. Very, very affordable. So I'm going to use my N15, tap into it, and let's lock in forehead bronze. Just like that. Very nicely pigmented bronzer. It's not patchy. And it looks nice and smooth. Like, look at that. It's like $4 or $5. It is so ridiculously affordable, but such a great formula. Now I'm going to switch to my N16 brush. Dip into that same bronzer, tap off the excess. And we're going to do a little sculpty sculpt on my nose. Bring it up. create that depth. Went a little too low. Nice. Okay, now for blush. I'm debating between just using my Essence. This is, again, so affordable. Like, I think it's like $4 or $5. It's the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush. And I'm kind of thinking of doing this underneath. Let's use a little bit of the NYX Wonder Stick. Very fantastic formula. I reviewed both of these in my drugstore blush haul video that just came out recently. I'm gonna actually just blend out a bunch on the top of my hand. And we're only gonna work with a little bit of this because it's very bright, very pigmented. I'm gonna grab my N17, same one that has foundation on it, which will actually help to dilute that more bright, vibrant blush because I want it to be more muted, more soft. I want the eyes and the lips to be really the focus of this video. So tap it on. Look how nice that is. Everything I use for this look, by the way, if I'm not calling out the names of everything, I forgot to call the actual like name of this one. The one I have is light peach and baby pink. I just used baby pink. But everything will be linked, listed, all that good stuff below. Okay, now that the creams and all the liquids are on, I'm going to go into setting my makeup and diving into some more powders. Now, full disclosure, there is not one drugstore loose powder that I'm in love with, that I'm wowed by, that I'm impressed by, that I want to use on a daily basis. This is just one of the only ones that I have available, and I want to keep this really authentic to just drugstore products. But I want to let you know, I don't actually recommend this product. I really don't. It's just not my favorite. So if you have a recommendation for a drugstore loose powder that actually works and doesn't look chalky and crusty and just all dry and heavy, please, I beg you, leave me a recommendation. I really need it. I'm struggling to find a good one. So for now, we're going to settle with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder in the shade Light Pink. Light Pink. So I actually picked this up when I was trying to find a drugstore dupe for the Givenchy Prism Leap powder. And this is not it, but we're going to use it today. We're going to try to make it work. So I'm going to take my N14, tap into the cap of product, really work it into my brush, and let's set away. I just feel like this makes my under eyes look kind of crepey, which is not a word that I want to use to describe my under eyes ever, but I feel like this just makes them look a little dry and crepey, and I just... It probably looks okay on camera. It's more of like a in-person, face-to-face type deal, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like when your makeup looks good on camera or like in a selfie, but then face-to-face, it's like, ooh, don't know about this, don't know about that, you know? So working it in. And it's fine. It's going to do the trick. It's going to set my under eyes, which is really all I'm hoping it's going to do. But it just feels dry. So I'm also going to take a little bit in the T-zone just to lock in any areas of the face that I do get shiny throughout the day. So around the sides of my cheeks is always a hot spot for me. So right in here. And we're also going to use this to kind of smooth this area. But I do feel like this just has like an overall, like a metallic shift, oddly. It's fine. It's fine. We're still giving luxury at a drugstore price. It's okay. It's not ruining it. It's just not the best one that I've tried. You know, I have to be honest with you. So I don't love that product. I do love this Essence blush. This is a fantastic, it is so pretty. So, so pretty. I'm gonna grab my last clean N15 brush and dive into this Essence Baked Blush in the shade Pretty Peach. It's stunning on. It looks so high-end. It looks like, what's an expensive baked blush? Maybe like MAC. Looks like a MAC baked blush. Or, what's another one? Maybe like, God, what's another baked blush? Doesn't Laura Mercier have baked blushes? Or am I thinking of someone else? I mean, look at that. Just add some more. So gorgeous. So layering this right on top of that NYX cream blush that I applied earlier. It's going to have to lock it in, give it longevity, and just further intensify that blush. But I love the way these just lay on the skin, so smooth and so like effortlessly glowy. It's like not over the top metallic. It just has like a beautiful like soft sheen to it. Love it. I'm going to actually take some on my nose as well, just to tie in the center of my face. Now I also am going to grab an N12 brush, excuse me. My N12 brush, going back to that Rimmel bronzer, and we're going to take this, of course, on the bottom lash line because I just wouldn't feel complete without this. And we still have to add false lashes, which we're going to get to in just a second. So the good news about that Milani, or excuse me, the ColourPop foiled eyeshadows I have on right now is there's no further fallout. And sometimes if it's a bad eyeshadow formula, like an inexpensive, you know, just patchy drugstore formula eyeshadow, as you wear it, as you blink and move and live, it starts to fall down the rest of your cheek and just kind of crumble on your eyelids throughout the day. So I have not experienced that, at least not yet. So that's good news with the ColourPop formula. It's still holding up really nice. So pretty. I'm loving the eyes so much. Now I have to grab my lashes. For lashes, this is from the brand Kiss. I took the outer packaging off, but I'll make sure I link them below. They're the shade, or they're the style, excuse me, 03. So what I do with these is I just take one and I cut them in half and I use them as a little simple, natural half lash, and it's perfect. So take it off one, put it on top of my hand. I'm gonna grab my little scissors. I'm gonna cut this directly in half like that. So each one is gonna go on either end of my eyes, making it a nice, subtle half lash. It's not gonna be too overwhelming. It's not gonna take up too much real estate on my eyes. And I'm gonna grab, not a drugstore glue, sorry, it's the Velour glue. I did not have a drugstore glue. But of course, Duo lash adhesive is considered drugstore, so I could have used that. That's in my makeup kit. But that's also in my car, ready to go to work, so forgive me. I'm gonna just line my lash band. Now, here's a part of a tutorial that I always end up cutting out because it's just so hard to tell what I'm doing, and that is lash application. So bear with me while I get this lash on my eyes. Tweezers help so much. Tweezers, or if you have short nails, is what helps to get lashes on. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry down. But look at that. It makes such a difference, but in a subtle, nice way, you know? Not too much, not too overpowering. It's not taking over my whole eye. So running the glue along the band. Let's try this down a bit more. Okay, now as it's kind of drying down, you want to almost mold it to either curve up or curve down, whatever you're trying to do. You want to manipulate the lash as it's getting tacky and before it's too fully dried down. So this is the time where you can really like push them up, push them into your lashes, just like that. So same thing on this side. I'm just going to make sure it's nice and drying in the right angle. Just like that. Nice. They feel so comfortable. They feel like I don't have anything on. They look so natural. Such a great natural lash. Cut in half though. Oh my God, when you cut them in half, I'm telling you, it makes such a huge difference. I'm gonna dive into some setting spray before I get my lip on, and you're not gonna be surprised with the setting spray that I use. It's one of my favorites. It's like, it actually is my favorite drugstore setting spray. It is so good. It's the Milani Make It Last. Make sure you shake it up really well prior to using it. And we're gonna lock this in, throw on a lip, and that's gonna be the luxury makeup look at a much lower price. Okay, hold please. Whew. One more. Okay, one more. I really love a lot of setting spray. I like to like fully soak my makeup. I'm gonna speed this process of drying it down up a bit. Feels so nice. Got some in my hair. Always happens. Okay, well that's drying down even more, and I'm gonna actually add a little bit more powder once this is fully dried down. But let's dive into a lip. Okay, I'm really excited for the lip combo. It's going to be so pretty, and it's gonna be all drugstore. So these are gonna be my 3 products. Now I just picked up a new NYX Nude Truffle. If you've been with me for a while, don't laugh. You already know this is like my favorite drugstore lip liner, like the shade in particular. Nude Truffle is just, there's nothing like it. There's just nothing like it. I'm going to buff a powder on my lips. I like to do this for longevity with my lip products. Just like that. And now, oh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a fresh $4 or $5 NYX lip liner. These are so good and so affordable. So slept on too. So I do like to round out my Cupid's bow for more of a lifted, bigger top lip effect. So if you're following along at home, if you don't like this, just feel free to draw on your lips as you find most flattering for your lips. But I like it nice and round. It's so good. Such a great nude liner. It reminds me a lot of Oak from MAC, like that old school lip liner. Lots of dead air when I line my lips. It takes me a minute. It's usually also what we cut out. We're doing like our, like most of my videos, this part's usually cut down to a few seconds. So you can really see the entire back and forth process of making my lips look even, because they're not. They're much like my eyes. They're very unsymmetrical. So there's that. Check for symmetry. And that's a liner. We do the best we can over here with lining my lips and trying to make them look symmetrical. We just do the best we can. Now I'm excited for this lipstick. It's really pretty shade, really good formula too. I actually like another shade from this actual launch from, is this L'Oreal? I forget. Oh, L'Oreal, yeah. So it's a L'Oreal lipstick. These came out, I want to say like last year, but they're really nice formula of L'Oreal lipstick. So the shade that I'm going to put on is 143 Le Mauve, right? Le Mauve something, 143. It will be linked, don't you worry. So I'm going to apply this now right on top of Nude Truffle. Very pigmented, very matte. Now, I don't want to go back and forth and deposit like too much product. I want to keep it kind of a little less overly saturated. So that's why you'll see me kind of push it onto my lips rather than swiping back and forth. Because swiping back and forth, you really get layers and layers of like a thick amount of product. So if you want it to be a bit more subtle, try this method and just kind of tap it on. Very, very pretty color. Looks very expensive to me. Like feels like, I don't know, it has like a Chanel shade vibe. Not formula wise. Like the formula is very, very nice. For a matte lipstick, it still feels pretty darn comfortable. But it's the shade. The shade looks very luxe to me. Very expensive. I'm going to go back over Nude Truffle. This is really how I like to do all my lip combos, is to use lip liner first, then lipstick, then go back over one last time. Just to get that depth, right? Look at that. Very pretty. Very nice combo. But we are going to kick it up and we're going to do a little bit of gloss because I want a little more shine and comfort for this lip combo. And I also just think that gloss takes a makeup look over the edge and really just adds that extra, just that little like special something in my opinion. Like tell me if you agree, but gloss just really completes the look, gives it like that more high-end, sparkly, you know, expensive finish. Just my thoughts. So I'm going to use the Milani Keep It Full. It's Keep It Full, excuse me, Nourishing Lip Plumper Gloss in the shade 04 Luminoso. Very pretty, pale pink. Reminds me of like NARS Orgasm type pink, you know, like very pretty and has like a little hint of sparkle in it. So we're going to top this and keep it more in the center of the lip. Just like that. Very stunning formula. This is like such a fantastic formula. I did see I need to get my lip liner in a bit more in this corner, so hold on. There we go. It's like something is missing in that little inner corner. We're gonna do one more round of setting spray because I just cannot get enough setting spray in my life. So one more round. Okay. And also, Nikki cut, you're gonna see the whole thing. So I'm gonna go back to my N14. This is what I do to complete a makeup look, to really make sure it's nice and flawless and refined. I'm gonna go back to that e.l.f. powder that I don't love, but we're making it work here. And I'm just going to smooth this area one last time. Right in here, do a little buffy buff under the eye. And then go back to bronzer brush. Make sure it's all nicely cohesive and blended out. And that is the look. That is the luxury high-end makeup look at a much more affordable price using all drugstore products. Literally all drugstore products except for my lash glue. That was the only thing I cheated on. That's it. But I hope you enjoyed this look. I love how it came out. The shadows are quite stunning. I love that we got to try a new product together on camera, and I really hope you enjoyed this look and how it came together. I think the colors and everything are really beautiful and just really fun, and I had a blast. So if you want to see another video like this, another Nikki Uncut where I use drugstore products and I create more of a luxury high-end makeup look, please leave me a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I love and appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.